Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And once again, this is the one-day chart. We're sitting here at $2.21. But XRP is holding up very well right now. The fact that we're still above $2.20 right now is incredible because honestly, everybody would have expected us to go much deeper with what's happening with Bitcoin right now. And even if you look at the 1 week, it looks like XRP is starting to level out now. Maybe we'll start to see the rebound begin from here. But a lot of people are expecting a major dump on Bitcoin. I see people calling for Bitcoin to go below 70K this week. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen. Honestly, I still believe Bitcoin has one more push up in it before it comes down. And right now, it's sitting above 94K. It was down below 93K earlier today. And everybody is fearful right now. But this is when you buy. When everybody's afraid, that's when you want to buy the dip. You or do nothing. I mean, you have two choices, but one of them is definitely not selling your XRP. You don't want to do that. You either do nothing or you buy the dip. And look at the Fear and Greed Index. It's sitting at 18. Like I said, everybody thinks Bitcoin's going to go much lower. Let's see where we go from here. This is going to be a big week for XRP. The U.S. is aiming to finalize its trade deal with China before Thanksgiving, and this is bringing uncertainty to the market. Whenever they talk about a trade deal, tariffs, all of that creates uncertainty in this space. We've seen it all throughout this cycle already. But this could be really big for crypto. And if this trade deal doesn't go through the way they want it to, it could be very bad for crypto. We got to see what happens with that. Black Monday, November 17, 2025, starting Sunday in cryptos. So they're calling for Black Monday today. And I see a lot of other doom and gloom guys saying the same thing. Maybe the market is in the red today. It really doesn't matter. Nothing changed for XRP. Everything is still on track. You know, the only thing that changed is the price. The price fell a little bit. You can make it through this because what's coming on the other end is the exciting times, the euphoric times. You're going to witness FOMO like you've never seen before in this cryptocurrency. And for the first time, we have institutional money flowing into this cryptocurrency this time around. XRP buyers aren't backing down. CryptoQuant's 90-day spot tracker by CVD shows relentless buyer dominance, even through the latest volatility spike. While markets panic, XRP buyers keep lifting sell orders, absorbing pressure and slowing downside momentum. This kind of aggression during crashes is rare. If this trend continues, XRP could be building a major defensive floor right as whale inflows surge. That's the one thing about the XRP community. We do not sell on red days. I stress that. If you're new to this space, you never sell on a red day. You either do nothing or you buy the dip. When there's blood in the streets, you buy. And if we go lower, so be it. We all know where XRP goes from here. This comes from Democrats and Bezel. Canary Capital Spot XRP ETF update. As of today, net inflow surpassed $275 million for November 13th and 14th trading. The trading will resume today, November 17th, when the stock market opens. I saw a lot of people saying that there's going to be trading over the weekend. It doesn't work the same with these ETFs. Crypto runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The stock market doesn't. So when the market opens today, most likely there's a good chance we'll see more buying of those ETFs. And again, maybe another record day for XRP. Dom Kwok at EZA says, seeing more and more retail investors capitulate. If you're thinking about capitulating, I'd ask yourself one question. Have the fundamentals improved or worsened? By all metrics, the fundamentals have improved. And if you believe they have too, why would you throw in the towel? Think before you sell. You can't rush to sell your crypto just because the market's red. Nothing changed. We still have more ETFs coming this week. We're still waiting on clarity in the United States. ISO on the 22nd of this month. There's a lot of big things coming for XRP. Once we get that Clarity Act, that's going to bring the rise of tokenization as well. We are going to see so much value come onto the XRP ledger, and it's going to happen in a very short period of time. You couple that with the ETFs, and all of a sudden, we start watching XRP pop off day after day. That's what's coming for this cryptocurrency. Here's what I see happening on 4-year cycles. Common view, people believe in 4-year cycles, and that 2026 will thus be a down year for Bitcoin. First order effect, people thus sell in 2025 to avoid the down market year. Second order effect, the 2025 sellers cause 2025 to be a down year, thus breaking the 4-year cycles. Third order effect, 2026 is open season, 4-year cycles broken. I don't think we're going to see the momentum for Bitcoin going into 2026. I think it's going to run up before the end of this year, and then it's going to come crashing down. Everybody thinks that this money is just going to keep pouring into Bitcoin, and we're going to see adoption for Bitcoin. It's not happening. The narrative is already shifting. The money is going to shift as well. It's going to flow from Bitcoin into other cryptocurrencies like XRP, XLM, even Solana, ADA, and so on. XRP price prediction. XRP ETF hits NASDAQ. What will Ripple price be by December? I don't know why they said Ripple price when we're talking about XRP. So they're saying it could go as high as $5 by the end of the year. That's a little bit better than their normal targets of XRP will hit $5 by 2030. Now they're saying it's going to happen by the end of December. Honestly, I think going into December, I think the price is going to be much higher. I think we're going to start to see the value show up from the ETFs because every one of those ETFs takes XRP out of circulation. And the exchanges are also very low on XRP as well. And whales are continuing to buy up XRP on the exchanges at the same time. I think we are going to see something incredible for this cryptocurrency. For the first time ever, we're going to see a supply crunch and demand skyrocketing at the same time. Dark Defender says XRP is ready to outperform Bitcoin now. Are you ready to get aligned with your future self? The one that you have been dreaming of for years. You better be. XRP is ready to outperform Bitcoin now. Everybody is bearish except us. Write down your fears here and see they vanish within days. So he's saying that XRP is going to start to outperform Bitcoin starting right now. So far, XRP is holding up very well while Bitcoin is crashing down. Will we start to see a breakout on XRP without Bitcoin moving up? Once that starts to happen, that'll send off a trigger effect for everybody out there, because it was always, we're still following Bitcoin. We're still following Bitcoin. I say it in a lot of my videos. But if XRP starts to move without Bitcoin, all of a sudden the narrative will shift. People will have to have this cryptocurrency. So what happens? FOMO happens, sending XRP higher and higher, even though Bitcoin is crashing down. That scenario could possibly play out as well. One thing I know is this cycle is completely different from all the past cycles. For the first time ever, we're starting to see the shift from the current financial system into a new one. And at the same time, we're watching institutions finally pour into this space. Big money is coming into this space. And I think that's going to be the major game changer. Why XRP must be a high-valued asset to function as global settlement infrastructure. You know, for as long as you've been an XRP holder, people always told you it can't be cheap when it's moving the world's money. So this is the fundamental truth. A low-value XRP cannot perform the role it's designed for. A high-value XRP is not an advantage. It is a requirement for the system to function. What follows is a complete explanation of why. A bridge asset lives or dies by its capacity, not its technology. The most misunderstood element of XRP's design is that speed and low fees are not the differentiators that matter in high volume settlement. Speed is necessary, finality is necessary, but neither determines whether the system can operate at scale. A bridge asset is judged by one criterion. Can it handle the size of flows that institutions need to move without causing market distortion? And that's why XRP has to be at a high price. You can't be doing a transaction, right, in the billions, and you're tying up billions upon billions of XRP just to make that one transaction. It would never work, because there's not just going to be one transaction at any given time. It's going to be a multitude of transactions happening all at the same time. So if XRP is going to be the bridge currency inside of all those transactions, it can't be at a cheap price, or the whole supply would be gone. And you would see that time and time again. It would never work. That's why XRP cannot be dirt cheap. It has to be at a much, much higher value. Crypto is emerging markets and developing economies, adoption patterns, and implications. So this article, they're talking about economies that rely on remittances, rely on an inflation hedge, also want access to global markets such as Africa, Latin America, Southeast Asia, and India. You know, Ripple and Stellar are both big in all of those areas. Why? Because Stellar, it's person-to-person money. XRP and Ripple, they're bank-to-bank money. But they both handle remittances as well. They're also both a great hedge against inflation. And you already see them talking about this country and that country. Whenever they mention a country, just look at that country and add Ripple and see what comes up. Ripple has ground in every single country. They have rails set up in every single country around the world. And that's how you know XRP is going to rise as the world's bridge currency. But XLM is also going to handle a hell of a lot of money as well. And Ripple and XRP and XLM, they tend to run together. So if you buy and hold XRP, you should also buy and hold XLM. It's like double dipping in your bag. You're going to make money when either one of them start to break out. But XLM always seems to follow XRP. And like I said at the beginning of this video, right now, XRP is still holding up very well. It did dip below $2.20 earlier today. It stopped somewhere around $2.16. But you're going to see a rebound begin. It's just a matter of time. And anybody that sells now is going to regret it once the breakout happens. Everybody's going to be buying back in at even higher prices than what they sold at. You don't sell on a red day. I stress that more than anything. I see people all over X all day long. I just sold my XRP. I'm going to see if it goes down below $2 and buy back in. I would never gamble on this cryptocurrency. I don't trade XRP. I buy it and I hold it. And I wait for it to happen. And it is absolutely coming. And until it does happen, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.